Okay, I wanted to share with you one of the search results I found and give you some tips and tools about how to really kind of look into a site to see if it's really worth your time, whether or not you want to follow a particular lead. This one sounds really kind of interesting. Entry level team lead, no experience needed. But there should be some red flags that go off in your mind right off the bat. Would someone with no experience be a team lead? That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But let's just kind of read through what the job description is. It looks pretty interesting, pretty good money, full time, entry level, no experience needed, etc. So, but let's read it and see what it says. It says the LJC business partners teams have found that candidates who are driven by helping others and sees the bigger picture while doing so are an excellent fit for our entry-level team lead role. We are currently looking to fill in the Atlanta area. It is outsourced by some of the biggest brands on the planet. We're able to provide a professionally trained sales and marketing team to reach their target market of customers through a relation-based approach. So it's some kind of sales job, but it's not really clear what kind of sales job. It does say a relationship-based approach, so maybe not telemarketing sales, although a lot of times sales advertisements for sales jobs can be very misleading in the way that they're full of a lot of gobbledygook that's hard to follow. But this one seems to be some kind of face-to-face selling, saying they're outsourced by some of the biggest brands on the planet, but it doesn't mention any in particular. So they're looking for talented and personable people to meet their current expansion, et cetera, et cetera. They offer on-the-job training. They are responsible, these team members, here's some of the job requirements or some of the things that these people that they're going to hire are going to be doing. They're going to be meeting with new and existing clients, understanding product, basic sales and marketing presentations, sales applications and account management, meeting the needs of our clients with integrity, et cetera, et cetera. And then it has some requirements, the ability to think on your feet, great problem solving, et cetera. Some of these soft skills that we talk a lot about in our career training with our GED program, ability to relate to others, et cetera, professional demeanor, all of those things we talk about. But this last one is just a little funny. Confident but humble swagger. I have no idea what that means, but very, very interesting. Another thing that you can see on a Google job search results is that it gives you some ratings, if there are some available for this particular business, on other types of sites like Indeed.com or Glassdoor. So it looks like this is a pretty legit business because it has some pretty good star ratings. So that's a possibility. It gives you an idea of the location of the business. So it looks like it's up on 285 near the intersection with 75, if you're familiar with this area. So if that's someplace that you have transportation to get to, then that might be a good fit for you, okay? So let's dig a little deeper though. Let's talk about how we can research this to see if this is something we want to even spend our time looking at, because it may or may not be a good deal. It's kind of hard from the job description to tell exactly what they're doing. So what I've done is copied and pasted the website for the business right here on the screen. So if you follow that link, see here's the website for the business. We've come to the home of this particular business. Now, usually if you're going to a business's website, they're going to be presenting themselves to the general public, saying what their business is, what it is they do, what it is they offer, giving you ways to get into that business site to see how they conduct their business, okay? And in this case, they're saying, okay, are you looking for a reliable team? A team for what? It's very vague. We don't really know what it is that they're doing or selling or representing. It just says, are you looking for a reliable team? Learn more. So let's click on the Learn More button. Gives a little bit of story of their background. Their mission is to provide opportunity for professional growth. Well, that's interesting because it sounds like their target market for this ad for their mission is the people who they're trying to get to work for them rather than a product they're presenting to the public to say, this is who we are and this is what we do. So far it's very vague. It doesn't really give us a clear idea of what these people do or sell or what their business is even. It looks like they're providing personal growth for their employees. So it seems to be all about employees. And if that's all there is on a website, then the alarm bells need to be going off that this is probably not a great opportunity, or it could be a scam. Now, I don't know if this is a particularly terrible example of this. We'll look at a different example in just a minute. But you can see that the focus is all on developing our employees. And sometimes that is a clear signal that the business doesn't have a business at all, or what they're doing is very hidden or obscure. It's hard to determine what it is that they do. And that's never a particularly good idea, especially if that's where you get to just from the very beginning, home page, okay? You can look at what their services are, okay? They provide customer acquisition, leadership development, and market expansion and growth. So it's a sales and marketing that has evolved over the years. It says more and more companies are abandoning traditional approaches to customers like retail stores, call centers, etc. And so they're desperate for, it says businesses are desperate need for representation through effective communication and a professional face-to-face relationships, okay? So that's what they're going to provide. That's their main thing that they're expecting to do. And so I did a little bit more research. I can dig a little deeper, look for, you can do Google search to find information about this particular business. One of the sites that popped up is Indeed.com. So let's look at what Indeed.com has to say about this. I'm going to double click on it and then open that in a new tab for us to look at. Okay. And you'll see that there's actually some glowing reviews on Glassdoor.com. I'm sorry, is this, yes, Indeed.com, I'm sorry, by people who apparently work for them. Room to grow and advance, great work culture, people are awesome. It's a wonderful company that cares for its employees a lot. The culture of learning and coaching changed my professional life, etc. So there are some people who find this to be a great business. Look at all these 5 stars and so forth, okay? So am I finished now? Do I know? Am I convinced that this is a great business? I'm still going to dig a little bit deeper, because a lot of times, just be aware. This is not to say that everything is fake, everything is suspicious, but just be aware that a lot of times businesses will require their employees to go online and leave a positive review. And so that's a possibility here. So let's see if we can find some other people who have something to say about this business, because I'm still not clear on what this business does, okay? So I found this business on Glassdoor, which is another reputable job search site that allows for people to anonymously post who supposedly work there. And this is one of the reviews that pops up when you look at this. It says that it's misleading. This person worked for the business full-time, said the pros are the people are really nice, the coworkers are friendly, etc. But it basically gives you a rundown of what the job is, which we've not been able to find anywhere else, okay? It's a door-to-door business, a cold call company. So you'll be going to random businesses every day to do a sales pitch, okay? Now, if that's your thing, if that would be a good fit for you, if you're one of those super outgoing people who can sell sand in the desert, then this might be a super fit for you, okay? There are always marketing and sales jobs that work for some people that don't work for a lot. But just be aware that that's what this job is, okay? Now, this may seem like a lot of work just to get to the bottom of a job site, a search, but if you're getting tempted to click on that apply button, then it's worth your time to spend 5 minutes. It hasn't taken us more than about 5 or 6 minutes to sort of get to the bottom of what this business really is before you put your private and personal information out there on an application for a job that you may ultimately really have no interest in, okay? So this person gives us a very specific rundown. He says each day starts with team games, and then everyone disperses to their respective selling areas. There's no desks in the office for the worker. You go there, play games, then go sell and come back and go over your sales for the day and do paperwork. And this is an important thing. You don't get reimbursed for gas, okay? So you've got to pay for your own gas to go out and try to sell something or offer the services of this company for something. There is, look at this. This is huge. No base pay. Okay. This is a sales by commission only job. If you don't sell something, you make zero money and you're out your gas. Okay. So, advice to management from this person who made this review is put the fact that this is a business of door-to-door cold call sales company in the job description. Well, duh, they really should. And one of the reasons why they don't put that in the job description is because there aren't many people who would find that kind of job appealing. And so they're actually hiding this from you until you get pretty far down the path, maybe even to the point of doing an interview. So take the time to do some digging, find out what a job really is all about before you waste your time and put your personal information out there for a job that may not fit you at all.